minutes until our next match. One of these teams will go to the semifinals tomorrow morning. The other one, the team that loses, will have to play one more time today for another shot at the semifinals. Taking a look at the brackets at avp.com/brackets. The loser of this match will play again against the winner.
Hello and welcome to Manhattan Beach, California, mecca of beach volleyball in the Manhattan Beach Open. If you're not out in the waves carving them up, come check us out here just south side of the pier for the granddaddy of them all, the Manhattan Beach Open AVP Heritage Series here in Manhattan Beach in California. My name is Rich Lamborn. It's a pleasure to be with you. I'm joined by none other than my good friend and AVP legend, Casey Patterson, champion here in 2016. Case, we got a good one here. Phil and Trevor versus Chase and Miles. A little bit of history between Trev and Chase.
Yeah, right. I think one of the most viral social media posts is between those two guys. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out.
Yeah, Trev, people were accusing Trevor of being the LeBron of the beach volleyball, flopping on stadium court at the slightest of pushes from Chase Budinger. But anyways, no love lost between these guys when they take the sand, right? And so this should be a great match in its intensity and in its volleyball level. Here's a look at the bracket on the men's side. This is the winner's bracket, and this is a quarterfinal matchup. So a spot in the semifinals at stake. The teams highlighted there: Budinger and Evans, Trevor Crabb, Phil Dalhausser. Yeah. Currently on court number one right now, the Taylors up a set to none over Cam Schulk, James Shaw, who we saw a little bit earlier in a nail biter, earning their way into that match in the late innings. So exciting stuff. The Taylors we saw earlier this morning on stadium court as well. It took them a little while to get going, but they were very impressive once they did, and that looks to be continuing out there on court one, but still a lot of volleyball to go. And we will wait with bated breath as to what we're going to see here. That man has made this court in particular his home for 4 of the last 5 years, winning 80%.
So selfish.
Yeah. The Trevor Crabb Open the last half decade, but his partner has 7 of them to his name, looking to add an 8th in likely his final year on the AVP. We hope it's not. We wait anxiously to see if that's the case. He has kind of announced that it's retirement, but anything can happen. We don't get the full clean shave, I guess, until Sunday.
Yeah, he tightens it up.
Yeah, there's Chase Budinger, 6'7", and we crowned him the most athletic man on the sand, and I don't think that that's hyperbole by any stretch of the imagination. 7 years in the NBA, of course, and now I think he's been a professional beach volleyball player longer than he was a professional basketball player. So is he a volleyball player that also played basketball or vice versa?
Well, how do we say it now? We need to ask him what he wants.
Yeah, Miles Evans, his partner. They, of course, represented the United States last summer in Paris in the Olympic Games in a fantastic run for qualification.
Yeah, incredible run.
Yeah, including, you know, overtaking this man here, Trevor Crabb, on the opposite side of the net. And that's perhaps where some of the animosity was born.
Yeah, it stings a little.
So there'll be the standard chirping, maybe a little bit of extra knife twisting every kill that goes down between these two. We'll have to see how that affects the match.
Yeah, I think Phil kind of like subdues a little bit of it, just because everybody, you know, you respect Phil so much that you don't want to get like silly.
True, but I think one of the things that, whether you love him or you hate him, you respect about him is that Trevor is going to be Trevor no matter what,
true.
Right?
That's true. Oof. Oh,
Wow, almost
caught
gets it back. Yeah, that was so surprising to Phil. And one of the many things that man on your screen does extremely well is hit and play the ball with both hands.
Yeah, his lefty like pokey when he digs and can hit on two.
That one's going to sail a little bit long. They're trying to wrap it up over Big Phil. A little too much on it. And a quick 3-0 start for Trevor and Phil.
Yeah, Trev already doing a good job of kind of finding different alleys in the middle for either guy.
That's a nice away from the body swing. Chase, his kind of tendency, he likes to go that cross body swing, right? I think we would agree that that's his strongest, but it opens up so much space in the cross court.
Right, which goes to like, he's almost equally as good at going wrist away. So he just, you know, prefers that cross, but he has such good range too because he lets that arm kind of like load and coil.
I always feel like it's a necessity to remind people that it's not that Chase just stopped playing basketball and discovered volleyball. He was the #1 recruit coming out of high school. As you see Philly get a block there on Evans. He was the top player in the country coming out of high school in volleyball, but prudently made the choice to stick with basketball where the financial opportunities were much larger.
So smart.
And, you know, as much fun as you and I had playing volleyball at BYU, I have to imagine it paled in comparison to playing basketball at University of Arizona.
Yeah, right? Oh.
And that one off the top of the tape and down for Evans. So it'll be a 5-2 side change. Trev and Phil. You can see everybody moves a little bit more slowly here in Manhattan Beach. The sand is thick.
It's deep, yeah.
Yeah, it's not super hot just yet because we've got the cloud, kind of the marine layer still staying with us. But when the sun comes out, it starts to get real hot in the sand as well. There's kind of the soot, or I don't know what you call it, tar in there. That one's going to go over the net, so Chase will clean it up for the point.
Yeah, I've lost many toenails at this beach. Kind of just boiled from underneath how hot the sand is.
And all those black specks just collect the heat, and then you put your feet down in it, and it's like the worst version of a Tony Robbins fire walk you can do, where you're just stuck right in the middle of the coals.
It just never ends. The coals keep going.
Nice run down from Evans. He tries the back flippy, but can't quite get all the way there.
It's a good serve by Chase. That's something he does real well, is kind of throws those hybrid kind of like darts trajectory. He gets a real good pop on the ball to get it to float. Good job by Trev battling that off.
And it was a nice extension to get up over the top of the big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trevor would like to have that one back because he was in good position. Rarely misses balls that he gets that much arm on.
Right. Yeah, that's such a great move. That's where I used to get that same kind of result. That's why I went to the flippy, just to get a little more surface area back towards my guy.
There again, the good extension up and over.
Right? You think you've measured him, and then he's got like that extra little bit left in the arm to just wrap over.
Yeah, we kind of talked in our last match about the John Hayden game of chess that was going on defensively. I think Trevor Crabb does a lot of things similarly on the offensive side, where he's kind of setting you up with that, and then if you start reaching up, that's when he slithers you low.
Right.
Phil with the good touch, collection.
Oh, good.
Phil's got to go. Yeah, that finds the middle deep.
Great set, but not only a good dig, you could see Trev putting a little extra on it, knowing that he's got to set Phil. And that's the difference between just getting it up and making it better.
Chase poaching middle a little bit, but Trev's on this. Yeah, the lefty knuckle is going to find the sideline for Phil. Yeah, lest you think that that is out of necessity. Phil wants to go with the left. For some reason, that lefty knuckle is his preferred.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even when he pulls, he'll do that too. And you're like, dude, I never even thought or have tried doing that play. It'd always be like a tomahawk or even a handset or something. So good at that independent knuckle with either hand.
I feel like Phil was made on like a day where there was like a surplus of volleyball talent as we check in on the outer court. But, you know, it's like, oh, Case, you're going to get incredible vision and great hand contact and, you know, energy and whatever. And then, like, when they were making Phil, God was just like, I mean, I got a lot of everything. Just give it all.
Take
to
it
him.
all.
And yeah.
Give it.
Oh, how about the Tommy dig?
The drive-by.
The drive-by, and not surprisingly whatsoever, our production staff switching it to court one right on cue for an excellent highlight reel play from the Taylors. They take a 2-point advantage in set number 2.
Perfect timing again.
Oh, yeah, that was double call.
Chuck E. Cheese is out.
Yeah, I don't know where our mics are down there, but we get some hilarious audio from court number 1, don't we?
So good.
So the technical timeout, Crabb Sander up 3 there and a set to none, 21-13
wow,
in the
kind
first.
of a beat down in that first set.
So interesting how matchups are so meaningful. Right? We saw them have a difficult time with Tri and Nick earlier this morning. Took them a while to get going and kind of figure out and settle into their offense. Once they did, they were good, but they are doing just fine out there right now. How about that?
Oh!
Are you kidding me? What a swing.
Jeez.
Big side switch at 5-9.
9-5 on the side change. Yeah, that's. Did you have any sort of like game within the game mind tricks, like focusing on winning each side change?
Yeah, we would talk about that. Yeah, right. Especially with like a win condition or specific team, we knew that they could sometimes play hot in the beginning or kind of wait till the end and kind of have a big push. And so we would have like a compartmentalized, like, hey, this side switch, let's either try to even it up, go up 1, or just like, let's stay where we're at and just keep it close, right? Yeah. So there's always that like minimal view, just staying focused on 1 or 2 points at a time.
Just slipping that by Phil down the line. Yeah, I think that's so critical, right? You know, I mean, we talk a lot about, hey, let's just focus on this point. And I think that's a good cue as well. But, you know, any sort of version of narrowing your focus, because sometimes you get too zoomed out.
Right.
And, you know, there's a little get back for Miles and Chase, the ace right up the middle.
Yeah, like you're saying, kind of like here. All right, the side switch we want to get to. Let's get to, if we can, let's try to close it to a 10-11. Let's not let them get like the 9-12.
Oh, yeah. Little chicken wing up high. It's so interesting. I mean, you know, you were a defender, so you know this as well, but it's funny how reactive people get to those balls that hit you in the chest or whatever. And I mean, those are like
normal. Yeah,
you almost prefer that in a sense, right? It means you're in a pretty good spot.
I'm facing, I'm calm, I'm right in the right spot. Yeah, everyone else is just, wow, what's going on?
Ooh, that must have hurt.
Yeah.
There's a nice pass. And that is when they're at their best, Budinger and Evans, when Miles is passing the ball really well and Chase has that option available. Because, again, I mean, the dynamic athleticism that he's got, why not utilize that?
Right.
Take a little pressure off your partner. That's close.
Oh, what a turn.
A nice play to keep it alive by Budinger and Evans. Phil going high and deep. No sweat.
Incredible turning and save by Chase after fully committing to try to meet Trevor up high, right? Like, they don't show it here, but he really met Trevor up real high and had to land and turn and just save that ball. That's a hard play to make.
You got to have a lot of body control to sort of contort in the air in preparation for landing, right? That's sailing wide. So we'll hit the technical timeout. 12-9 in favor of Crabb and Dalhausser here. Set number 1. Men's winners bracket quarterfinal action, playing for a spot in the semifinals here in the Manhattan Beach Open on Stadium Court. Mitchell Lamborn, Casey Patterson with you all day long. We've had some bangers here already.
Yeah, it started off hot.
I mean, it's 105. This is already the second time we're seeing Phil and Trev, which I feel like that's a treat.
Right? Getting Phil for all of his matches today is amazing.
Remember, we still want to keep on the, we're going to the wide. We still want to give it high on him.
What are you going to do about that one? You can't come out here again. You're not allowed. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like right now, Phil and Trevor are still kind of like developing a little bit of an offense, kind of settling into their defense, because Miles and Chase came out serving really tough. Their offense has been dynamic, whether it's been on to or just in general. They've kind of established a little momentum that way. So they kind of have both sides of the game working for them. And, you know, Trevor and Phil starting out okay, and I feel like they haven't really developed a little bit of a run on defense and gotten on either one of our guys here with Miles or Chase. And I feel like that's all they're kind of looking for, to settle in, get one or two.
Nice catch. Oh man, I do not have as many in this bag right now as I thought I did.
You know, and it could be even just maybe Phil going back and, you know, hitting a jumper just to hit one.
Yeah.
Just see what it does. And then open up, you know, maybe another layer or opportunity here to create some momentum.
Yeah, I mean, they've got that couple-point cushion, so they've got some room to experiment theoretically, right? That one's going to sail long out of the timeout, so now a 4-point advantage to Trev.
Which is interesting, too, because, you know, Phil and Trevor are winning, but if you're going off a vibe, Miles and Chase feels like so much more in control just because of all the dynamic things that they're doing right now. It's interesting how that perception is.
There's a nice swing from Chase to his preferred cross-body swing. Yeah, you know, I think it's almost like a clash of generations.
Yeah.
Sorts, because obviously Chase and Miles kind of playing at the top of the game now, where options much more of an integral thing offensively, whereas Phil's always been kind of a traditional, you know, just a 3-contact pass that spike, and so you're getting the headbutting of those conflicting styles. But in any era, service errors hurt.
Yeah, right.
Particularly back-to-back ones. Good swing there from Miles. Taking a healthy cut. You talked about it a little bit earlier. When you're going up against Phil, you've got to remain aggressive. You can't sort of cower on any level.
Yeah.
Be tentative.
Got to be willing to challenge him and then look for space, and then challenge him, and because he'll get on you if you just look for court.
Well, yeah, and you just tell yourself, right? I mean, he's likely to get 1 or 2, maybe 3, but you can't expect to soften up. Wow, great dig, Miles.
What a scoop.
Yeah, that is a set.
Oh, I'll take it from here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, though, I like that healthy cut. There's no room to be anything other than aggressive right there if you're Miles Evans. Obviously doesn't have a ton of vision, that ball coming from over his head, so you can see him just kind of looking skyward. It's hard to tell where Phil is.
You're kind of just hoping for a tool.
Particularly against a guy like Phil, who does so many things well. You can't consider his success on any given play your failure.
Right.
He just made some good plays. There's a good one from Trevor as well.
What a set.
Yeah, that is a tremendous set.
Such a good set.
I mean, almost kept that sped up tempo rhythm in transition.
With a little spin. Here you go, Trev. I'll keep you on like a little 2-ball antenna height, and you just go tap over.
Yeah, just get the heel of your hand on it. The spin that I put on it will do the rest.
It'll take care of itself. Yeah.
That serve is warming up from Phil. He's really starting to drive that float serve. Miles passes it well, however, comes up with the cut shot. But it's a 16-12 advantage for Crabb and Dalhausser on the side change. Yeah, there you go, 692.
Wow.
And this is a team that's, you know, I would say pretty solid defensively between the blocking of Chase Budinger and the defense of Miles Evans. So hanging a 650 on a team that is that solid is no easy feat. There's a good communication and execution. The team of Phil and Trev.
Yeah, even though I would say most of the time I'm not listening to a call, knowing that it's available is so helpful if I don't have the vision I want. That's the times I would use it. So it's like the consistency in those calls is so clutch.
Oh. Yeah, just got a little too high for Trev to control with the attempted spike dig that we saw his brother do a couple times earlier. Yeah, so you weren't a guy that was looking for a call, because I needed the call because I can't see anything.
Yeah, I almost just use the call as a distraction.
You hope the other side's listening to it?
Yeah, hope the other side's listening and then just do whatever I see.
Yeah, there's a nice little wrist away shot from Miles Evans in transition, so they get one back.
Yeah, I think those calls are the most valuable when I'm, let's say like that exact scenario, Miles gets a dig, maybe the ball's over his head and he can't see, he doesn't have a chance to have it in front of him. That's when I'm gonna listen, because I know I have no information and my guy's giving me everything I need.
Yeah, how much of a sort of sixth sense do you have, you know, just kind of based on where you are in the court, how the play is developed as to sort of where the defenders are likely to be? Yeah,
there's a pattern recognition element where you know there's only a few scenarios that teams normally would run against you in those scenarios. So you kind of like, even though a partner gives you a call or you can't see, you kind of already know what your options are. And you have some go-to like foundational shots or swings.
Yeah, you know, the great Reed Pretty, former teammate of mine, former Manhattan Beach Open winner with Trevor, talked about this concept. Wow, that was interesting, because he reached, that ball was going to come onto the plane. It looked like he might have reached over. Let's see if we can get a look. It's going to be tough to tell from this. Oh yeah, I mean, it looks like he's all the way over, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, he does the NBA, once I hack you on the arm, you put your hands up.
Yeah, the hands up foul. Yeah, no foul.
Yeah, but Reed would talk about knowing your outs in any given situation.
Yes.
And so, like you said, it's pattern recognition and then kind of knowing, here's the situation, where are my escape routes, so to speak, right?
Right, and then you kind of layer in a few here and there on top of that, according to like maybe who you're playing or, you know, situationally to the conditions outside.
Yeah. Even if you don't kill the ball, maybe you know, do the Mike Dodd, maintain the advantage.
Right, exactly.
Booyah. Just wide?
Oh, really?
Okay, wow.
Okay.
Now that looked like a typical smooth side out attempt, but it was just wide of the sideline, and so it's just a 3-point advantage.
It's interesting what I'm noticing. Not a lot of jump serving. Not a lot of jump serving going on, and majority of the matches outside of Hagen hitting his hybrid, I feel like a lot of guys are only floating now.
Yeah, it's not super breezy here, right? Obviously the grandstands kind of block. You see the flags flying. Good scoop, good position, Miles. Chance here.
What a set.
Man, that is crisp.
Wow. I don't know why I'm surprised. I'm much more happy to see it, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen it so many times from the sand. It's kind of nice to see it from up here now.
Yeah, so Phil and Trevor will call a timeout as Miles and Chase get back to within 2. This is set number 1. Men's winner's bracket. So the Taylors wrapping it up on court number 1 in straight sets overcame Schalk and James Shaw, who will have to put in a little bit of extra work if they hope to make the semifinals. But yeah, the winners from 2 years ago, the Taylors, make their way back to the semis.
It's nice. You get to sleep in a little bit. Sometimes it's good and bad. even though you want to stay in the winners in the semis, sometimes that having to play that gritty 5th to semi match in the morning before your semi is so helpful.
Yeah.
Got to get the engines rolling.
I'm just going to guess that the Taylors are used to a little extra sleep on Sunday mornings, you know, after a Saturday night, just in normal circumstances.
They prefer
so,
that. Yeah, exactly. That plays to their team's dynamic. That's what they want.
Maybe we'll have to call them up and see if there's a UFC pay-per-view viewing party over at the Casa now that they don't have to get up so early. Well, yeah, Budinger, Evans, Dalhausser, and Crabb looking to both join them in the semifinals.
Right.
That is what's on the line here in this match. It's still the winner's bracket, so the loser will still have another opportunity to get there, but obviously the shorter, easier route, the preferable route.
Yeah, this was always, if you're ever going to lose in winners, this is the best spot. You had 2 chances semis and felt like, okay, I'm not extending too much extra energy having to go through a big, long contenders.
Yeah, it's just 1 extra match, I believe, at this point, right? Well, that's a great swing. That's what we saw a lot of this morning, that swing hard up the middle, kind of splitting the difference defensively. And now 3 set points here in the first. Phil and Trev.
Oh,
that is some tremendous pop. Miles Evans, not easy to do. You know, we talked about how kind of slowly everyone's walking. This sand is deep here in Manhattan Beach, and so you see a little bit of difference sometimes in the play of people versus some of the indoor courts we saw on the AVP League, which is a little more jumpy.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic swing from Miles Evans. Oh,
okay.
Little extra pop to seal of the deal in set number 1. Trevor Crabb, he and Phil take the first 21-18. And they'll get a 2-minute break.
Trev just going up and feasting.
Yeah. Wow, that was almost like Sander-ish.
Yeah.
In the kind of no-looky nature of the crossbody swing.
Right.
Yeah. So they'll quickly consult with their coach, Matt Heath. And we will dip out momentarily, be back with you in about 90 seconds for set number 2.
How about a little magic? How about a little magic, huh?
Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Refreshing and goes down smooth. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
All right, there we go. It's the donkey race on Stadium Court. Yeah, this is not very quick. These are not the thoroughbreds. It does not look like.
Like form is crucial here. They're just worried about the deep squat, perfect form almost.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that they were actually squatting and going along with it. Sometimes we see people just running with those things.
Right, they held on to it.
But the sort of reps per minute was not high. They did put in work, though. It was just a two-horse race. Now have a look. Oh, he's a little bit over his toes.
Yep.
And that's going to cause you to trip over the finish line. You know, any relationship I get in, I'm usually over my skis. This kid was over the ears, fumbling right over the finish line, but it was a victory nonetheless for him. Yeah, there's a look at the stats. Both teams hitting well, but 619, particularly good performance from Trevor and Phil. Man, again, pretty error-free for both teams. Just 3 on the side of Budinger and Evans. Just 1 for Trevor and Phil. A couple blocks for Phil. And maybe that was the difference.
Yeah, pretty high-level side-out game. Not a lot of real points.
Make that block number 3 for Phil right out of the gate.
Adorable when they go at my left hand.
Yeah.
This is his way of extending zit.
Yeah, it is not a good feeling when that ball leaves your hand and you see Phil still elevated up to go get it.
Wait, can I have it back? Right.
That's a nice response. There, a really good set kind of over his shoulder by Chase Budinger, and a good aggressive swing and put away for Miles Evans. Oh, wow, how about that stat? 8 of the last 10 titles in Manhattan have gone to either Trevor or Phil.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
They would like to make it 9 out of 11 and add one together.
Well, the drive-by.
Yeah, really good play. I like that Miles stayed on his feet.
Yeah,
it looked like
moving.
He was going to have to lay out, and he realized that he'd kind of overrun it almost. Still managed to make a good play.
Yeah, good heads-up play by Phil, too. Just stand there and stop sign it right at the net.
I think Phil joins Karchi if he gets number 8 here.
Really?
For the most all time. I believe that's the case.
Where's Doug?
Well, gosh dang it, Doug. What, do you only show up on Sundays?
Yeah.
Doug Strauss, our fantastic stat guy, knows any and everything about the sport of beach volleyball. That little sidewinder that Miles likes to go to, just a little bit high and wide.
Pier is full right now.
Oh yeah,
it's incredible.
People starting to pack in. Good self-coverage there. Chase with another chance and gets it inside the sideline. Yeah, we're just past 1 o'clock and it is packed in here. The Oceanside stands have been full all morning.
Yeah, since we started.
Either end is just filled in. The pier, standing room only. Small grandstands up there. Good luck finding a seat. Well, that is a really nice kind of leaning slap up the line.
And that's probably something that, like, we talk about Phil, Trevor, and their success in Manhattan. And it's being able to be terminal in deep sand like this in situations like that that aren't, like, ideal sometimes. I mean, that's what sets apart the guys that can kind of really set the tone and side out at a high level in this deep sand versus others, right? That maybe do better in shallow sand and less conditions.
Right. Yeah, that is fantastic. That is play number 1 in the Budinger Evans playbook, right? Pass the ball out wide. Chase has the choice to either swing away or set it.
He gets the hammer. Then he gets then he gets to set that up, right? He's established it, and now he gets to jump set, you know, to Miles all the way to the other pin.
Yeah, next time that exact look comes up, you have to think that he's going to swing, and then you'll never know.
Yeah, this is interesting. They haven't really tried Miles' sideline yet. I feel like I'd start going to that.
Phil with a good touch. Yeah, that is just nice. I mean, you're just spinning your wheels back there if you're Miles, right? Like you feel like you have to fill the open court, which is all the way to your left.
Right.
And then Phil just slaps it back to your right side with relative ease. Look, he's scrambling, and
That's one of those pattern things we talked about earlier where you've got your outs. That's like for sure one that's probably available most of the time.
Right, right. It's, just missing. Phil with a nice late read. Just off the fingertips and wide. Yeah, you feel that more than you see it, right?
Yeah.
Like kind of in your periphery, you can sense some movement that way, and you go back the opposite way. That is a really nice serve.
The French tickler. Okay.
Yeah, he pulled the string on that at the last minute.
Wow.
Right? He kind of gave it that full load
Yeah.
and then just popped it short.
Yeah, he was really dialing that in when we were playing on, like, maybe doing a little retract, right? Or a follow through, and how does that affect the ball a little bit differently? And he got real good at finessing that contact.
Yeah, and there's maybe another ace.
Oh.
That one off the hands and wide as well. So a couple good back-to-back serves from Chase. You saw him do that short ball, and then he just really drove that floater. A ton of pace.
Oh, so close.
And that one misses, yeah.
Good combo in theory. You want to kind of move him around, keep him off balance. That's one where it's like even though it's a miss, I'm like, feel like we've earned that opportunity to kind of experiment and be creative there with that serve and test the waters.
And that one's going to sail as well. Yeah, there's, I mean, there's levels to misses, so to speak, right? Like what you're talking about is sort of a good decision tactically, and then just a miss on the execution.
Right.
Like you can sort of abide that much more than making a poor decision. Like trying to hit it as hard as you can.
Right, right.
Yeah, just a little pike, old school crunchy from Phil.
Incredible how long he waits, and then he just hits the nastiest angles or speeds it up, and it's so shallow.
A little close. Oh, nice play there by Miles to fix that one. The option that way, not a huge part of their game, you wouldn't think, but that's something that's fascinating to me about the proliferation of the option play. Is it's also prepared everyone to deal with less than perfect passes.
Right. So true.
Yeah, that. It's interesting. I mean, his decision making is so good, Trevor. Like the fact that that goes cleanly to the sand, and it's not really even that close to the block or the defender, is very, very impressive to me.
Yeah, I think when you never have to like hold back from like a heavy full swing, you're always kind of in that slow to fast, just kind of three-quarter swing. He has so much range. Oh, stop. Wow.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a bad break for Trevor and Phil, and that ball off of Trevor's arms hit the top of the tape and just went straight to the sand.
If it sits in the middle, they would have for sure given Phil time to pull that out and set it.
Oh yeah, I mean, if that ball's 6-8 inches lower, it'll kind of roll in for an extra half second.
Just kind of cradles there.
And Miles is going to be on that one. Look out. And that one does find the baseline. Miles not afraid to involve the crowd.
I like it, going with I mean, even the jumper just going for space, keeping it in, but just changing a little bit of the rhythm of the match, right? With just something different than just a floater that's short, deep. Everyone's been doing it. I feel like it's a great wrinkle to add.
Oh, wow. The trajectory on that is
so crazy.
It's good, yeah. You don't really think of Trevor. Obviously, we talk about, he kind of operates at that 70% threshold pace-wise, but the trajectory on that was very, very impressive, and they get to within one as we hit the technical timeout here. Budinger Evans with a nice bounce back here in the second thus far. So both of these teams, by nature of their performance throughout the AVP League regular season, will find themselves in Chicago in 2 weeks' time for the AVP Championships, Oak Street Beach, the 30th and 31st of August. Now there you see Budinger Evans, who will have to face off against Smith and Webber. Trevor Crabb and Phil Dalhausser won the AVP Cup. And they were a top 2 team in their individual record as well, so they earned themselves a bye into the semifinal round, as did the Dallas Dream team of Andy Benish and Miles Partain. So if you are in that part of the country, or if you like to travel to see unbelievable volleyball in a fantastic location, come out and join us in Chicago. It is one of the best stops on the AVP.
Yeah, the energy of that city and Oak Street Beach alone, and you know, you make the most of your summers when you're in a cold climate during the winter.
Yeah.
So everybody's out having fun, and it's such a cool city to cruise around in. And
yeah, just like the vibrant boardwalk that kind of runs behind the courts.
So
there's not a ton of sand, but you know, we pack it out.
Yeah, we fill it in.
Yeah, it is a fantastic location. So come join us for the conclusion of the AVP League season out there in a couple weeks' time. We'll get back to the action here. Chase Budinger, side out off the top of the hands. And that's smooth. Yeah, you can hear Miles in the background. I think a little disappointed that he committed so early into the cross-court shot.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a tell that Chase and I kind of like figured out and kind of tried to reinforce with Trevor's offense. And when you kind of see it after you've made the wrong decision, you get, you know, I'm guessing that's what he for sure feels too, because we kind of had this pattern that we recognized that we could kind of get on.
Yeah, right now Phil's a little disappointed in himself that the pattern on his serve is a little bit long.
When you're float serving and you're missing a couple in a row, it always feels so much more intense.
Oh my goodness. There was the big stuff.
Jeez. Kind of a little foot massage for us up here. It just rattled the ground so much.
Shook the stands. Yeah, Chase big into the angle. Have a look. This is a little step over, set up. Yeah, just piking right at the right moment. Oh, and that one goes wide. So a couple service mistakes, the stuff, and then the hitting error. And now it is a 4-point lead for Budinger and Evans. Quite the response here. Set number 2, and Trev and Phil will have to call a timeout.
Yeah, that option that Chase, you know, executed earlier, the side out from Miles, like that's let them be a little bit more free on the serve and defensive side, right? So they're able to maybe take some chances.
You don't mind, but if you want to go, you see God. Okay. Yeah. Middle, that 170% that you were nailing everything there.
I don't care if he doesn't cut you. I don't care if he doesn't cut you.
Yeah, over you, whatever. You are trying to block the one hookish position, and let the rest go. There you go. Be stopped. Go early. Hey, quick on Trevor. Don't let him slam these freaking lines again.
No, you love those types of conversations, right?
Right.
In the sense that that's good for a younger player to hear that kind of stuff where, hey, we're giving this away.
Yes.
Sometimes as a defensive player, you think if I don't make a move towards, or if I don't dig everything, I've failed somehow.
Yes.
But in any defensive scheme, there's a shot or maybe 2 that you're giving away.
Exactly.
Right?
And a lot of spectators don't understand that either. Like, why are they letting that happen? It's like, well, that's the one we're giving up because long term down the road we're going to be able to evolve, and that's what we're playing for, right? We're setting things up down the road, and we also, if we don't give something up, then we're just going to be stuck and feel like we have to get everything, which means I normally would get, now I get nothing.
Right, yeah.
So I'm stressed out about it.
It's not dissimilar to trying to please everybody, right? You end up pleasing nobody.
Right, exactly.
Right. Nice little shoot set to the pin there and wrap over the top for Chase Budinger, and it's a 4-point advantage now for Miles and Chase.
Yeah, and they've been using a good combination of Miles kind of incorporating that jump serve and then Chase playing with that float. They've been executing real well. They've been talking about what, just in that timeout gun, going middle, trying to leverage that space here.
That's a really good serve. And that one's going to sail long as well. That's that one we talked about a little bit earlier in their first match, I think, that doesn't get quite high enough for Phil to really gather.
Rushes him a little.
Yeah. Which is tough on a flat pass. It's hard to get that, you know, change the direction completely and get it up and down skyward.
I think the other element is maybe you don't give him as tight. You give him a little space, then he can kind of wrap versus being forced to just go flat and forward.
Yeah, that one, even with no approach, you could see Trev really get that up in the air, and then Phil can go and make good things happen up high.
Yeah, I was always a huge fan of having my set like maybe a little bit more off than tight and making the blocker feel a little bit more anxious to whether they should stay or pull. And I kind of liked him right in that zone.
Well, of course you did, because then you can shout, "Don't pull on me."
Yeah.
But it does play with the timing elements, right? Like there's sort of a rhythm that you expect in any given skill in volleyball.
Right.
And when the set's, you know, 2 feet off the net, which is kind of where you expect it for everyone, you get into a certain timing, and then if it's further off, it adjusts your timing, and sometimes that's hard real time to make that change. Right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, there's another big stuff in the angle. Well, Chase is dialed in right now here in the second set.
Right, and that's what they kind of talked about. Like, look, we're going to give him a line shot, and Chase just kind of line up maybe in the meat of the play here, and then Miles just stay angle, give away that line.
Interesting. This was just a thumb call, so we'll see what that means for. Good run down from Miles. Chance to close it out.
Bump juice.
And there it is. Oh, I'm sorry. That's only 20 points. Got a little ahead of myself.
Right. Yeah, the thumb call is something that Chase and I did a lot, that Jake and I kind of created too when we were playing Robbie and little Zandy from Austria.
Yeah.
They would move around so much that we just called the side of the court. So no matter where that guy went, we had our duties, so we didn't have to think about the switch call or the audible. We just kind of play with our time and know what our responsibility was.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows exactly what that means for Chase and Miles, but it was like a delay on that last play we saw, and it worked out well for them. That miss isn't what you like to see on set points, of course, but they've got a bevy of set points, and there it is. First opportunity, Chase puts it away. So 21-14, a convincing response and convincing victory in set number 2 for Evans Budinger. We will see a third. Yeah, and J-Ro goes to the one more song. This is, I don't think we're quite to the point of the tournament where we're going to get an under pressure speech from Peter.
Right. It's not Sunday.
It's not Sunday just yet. One of my all-time favorites. If you look it up on YouTube, look up Geeter McGee under pressure, and he's talking about Phil. You know,
jeez.
You think when your mom had a 6'9", 200-pound baby that was going to dominate the world of beach volleyball, she wasn't feeling pressure.
From day one.
Day one.
You were born to dominate the game.
So have a look at these stats. They completely flipped in set number 2. Chase and Miles hitting 667, a phenomenal number, the best so far of either team. And they added a couple blocks. Chase with a couple big ones on Phil, more in the dig department, more in the aces department. And that is how they've worked their way back into this match and sent us to a third.
Yeah, good service pressure by Miles and Chase, kind of mixing in the float and the jump. And then the option from Chase and establishing that. I mean, he had 4 or 5 and then even finished the set with an option that was maybe not an ideal option, but he he carves it, puts it away because he's flowing. It kind of opened the doors for them to play some defense and be loose and free. I can see maybe Phil changing up the service type and pressure. Maybe going to the jumper and just looking for some space and adding an element there of pressure for Miles and Chase.
Yeah. There we go. So here is what's at stake. The winner straight into the semifinals, and tomorrow the loser's going to have to play one more against the winner of Bourne-Lucena, Baumgren-Wilcox.
Okay.
So yeah, more work to be done for the team that does not come out victorious here. When you're 45, I think you like to take the shorter route.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the 8 a.m. Quarterfinal out of the contenders.
Yeah, as is always the case, I feel like no matter what happens in sets 1 and 2, set number 3 is who executes best.
Yes.
So it's been kind of a one dominant performance each way. Wow,
Kinda
right out of the gate, yeah.
That's kind of how the first set started, right? Chase was sniping and hitting Trevor with that nasty floater. He's found a good line and tempo with that float serve there.
And you said it earlier too. I think, you know, the Chase and Miles side right now is a little bit better of the two. There's not a ton of wind and elements factoring into this match, but oh, there's a big right hand. Chase just extending that thing as Trevor tried to sneak it past.
Just kind of left it there, even if he leaned back into the line. The old drag. So good.
Yeah, that was one of those ones that feels like he's taking away everything.
Yeah.
Off the hands right to him, and that's going to get put away. Yeah, perfect bounce off of his left hand, just goes right to his partner Miles, who is going to control that with relative ease.
And there's nothing more fun than getting a play like that off a block dig and knowing that your guy Chase is one of the best at the quick pitter-patter, step closed, loose arm. He has so much range.
Well, he's got that rebounding type jumping just ingrained into him from basketball. There's a good swing to finally get out of it for Trevor Crabb. But yeah, his just like quick explosion off the sand is perfectly built for those types of plays. The good news is if you're Crabb and Dalhausser, giving up a 3-point run, if you want to do it right out of the gate, that gives you the maximum amount of time to come back.
Right. Let's get rid of those bad ones now.
Oh, we don't want to go 3-point run at 10-all.
Yeah. Right. That's what I always say. If we give up like a bad little run, I'm like, it's better to do it now than the last third of the game.
Setting up the potential carrot dangle.
Exactly.
Just the ways we talk ourselves out of subpar performances.
Right. No, we planned it.
Yeah, that good position, great dig from Miles. Another chance here. And Phil's going to swat that. Great timing from Phil.
So good. Yeah, right. It's so hard not to want to go up with a guy in transition and be big, and instead just staying nice and controlled, thinking block with your hands versus arms. That's usually how you take care of those balls that are a little off in transition.
Yeah, you can see that he just fully waited until Miles committed. You know, Miles hit a good shot. It's just Phil beat him with better timing.
Yeah.
Interesting choice to go after Chase there. I don't know that was intentional. Maybe they were just trying to hit middle and Chase poached a bit. But I think Chase is kind of a little too dialed for my liking right now. If I'm Phil and Trevor, let's try and neutralize his impact on this game.
He's also a guy in third sets that really turns it on. Kind of want to keep it away from him as much as possible.
Yeah, that is another fantastic line shot from Trevor Crabb. Just that extension. It looks so good, right?
Yeah.
He just kind of finishes through it and in front of him. Oh, there's Phil. Right in the angle, just smothering with both hands.
Again, he's real disciplined on kind of taking away space with thinking hands first versus normally he's just so big and long that would probably tool him. And now he's kind of outside body, low to get, yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, leading with those hands. Yeah, this again, kind of a mistake, I feel like, going to Chase there.
Yeah.
That's really quite a gutsy play for Miles to go lefty on 2, because I can only imagine the look he would have gotten had that not gone down.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, right.
Particularly from a completely dialed in Chase Budinger.
Right, who's unstoppable. We see he's on the good side with the win. Maybe uses that jump again. Yeah, like that.
Oh, there's just a big stuff. I mean, that looked like it was predestined from the beginning.
Yeah.
All right, the pass is a little tight. Phil has to kind of lean. The set's coming off the net, which just minimizes your vision if you're Trev, right? And then Chase just so disciplined into that angle. Great timing and handwork. Oh, that one's wanted to crawl over, but not on Trevor's beach, against Trevor.
I set this net up.
Still trailing by 2, however, Crabb and Dalhausser. Sun's starting to peek out.
Right, first real glimpse of some pure sun here.
It's frustrating as a blocker when you get so much of your hands on it, but you're 8 inches off of the net, so it just goes on your side.
The frustrational touches where you're like, I'm so close all the time.
There's a good swing. Good adjustment by Trevor to kind of carve off a little bit more angle there.
Yeah.
Been gotten a couple times already.
It's interesting when he has that like in and out and he still has a little bit of that momentum wide and keeps it high, he's unstoppable. It's when he's like maybe almost 2 in line and straight in is the only time he kind of gets stuck.
Oh, there's a nice, ooh, that one is on the baseline.
Got it.
Yeah, I mean, look at that ball mark case.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's like a 1/4 inch on the line.
Just a mosquito's eyelash.
Yeah.
Miles Evans back to serve.
Right off the dome.
He's got it.
Yeah, this rally will continue.
Double dome.
Chase. Oh, that one catches sideline too. Wow. Miles tried to look that one wide, but it just bounced some rope.
That's why, kids, you always fix your lines. Don't let it sit off the ground. I was OCD about that. Fix my lines as soon as I switch sides. I like it. We jump here. That's what we need.
Yeah, there's the nice.
There we go.
I mean, one of the bigger smiles you're going to see from Chase in match.
Yes.
Right?
He likes that more than if he bounced it.
Of course.
Right. Of course.
Yeah. I don't know if he's got entrepreneurship in his blood or whatever. He loves to sell.
Yeah, he does. Sold.
He's like Michael Douglas in Wall Street. Just it's close, yeah. And yet another one. That's the one that's close. Miles makes a really nice adjustment because Trev's killed that with that kind of extending line shot quite a few times, and Miles gets a good beat on it and puts it up beautifully. Chase, that perfect turnaround. I mean,
Yeah.
how he splits the defense.
Yeah, just perfect carve down there. And he's so good at even the block, just reading that timing, like you said, and measuring, knowing that Trevor wants to kind of hold and then tap flat. He can just affect that just enough to give Miles time. That was perfect. You know, but this is classic Chase Budinger here. This is where he turns it on. This is where he's most comfortable.
Wow, we get as we're in a timeout here, Chase just pondering in his mind how dominant he's been in the second 2 sets of this match.
A 4 on Chase? A 4 on Chase? You know what I mean? Because you know he likes to shoot it line. You know what I mean? But hold it. Really late move, yeah. How about you time it? You know what I mean? Like, when you see him move on the 4, then you break to the line. You know what I mean? Like, hold just a hair longer so that it'll come, right?
If this continues and Miles and Chase close this out, of course, as we saw in the brackets earlier, that means that Phil and Trev are going to have an extra match that they have to play, but it also means that they're going to go into the other side of the bracket, so should they win, it'll be a crab boil in the semi.
Ooh.
Rather than the crab boil potential
in the final.
Which is always a little bit of heartbreak for Paula and Chris.
I know, right? It's easier to swallow in the finals.
Well, on one hand, you're guaranteed to have a son in the final.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that one catches sideline. That was very close. We consider that a good timeout call.
Yeah. Good job, coach.
Need to dig deep here, though. Trevor and Phil haven't really been able to impose their will defensively in this 3rd set. Trev? Yeah, Miles all over that. And off the hands.
It's interesting, though, because that's exactly what they talked about in timeout with Phil and Trev, right? They talked about, hey, let's run a 4. Don't go to the line until, you know, after Phil jumps and they commit, then go. And that's exactly what they did. They drew it out perfectly, just couldn't execute in transition.
Yeah, and I mean, the massive amount of difference between 11-9 and 12-8 in a set to 15. That is...
Oh, got it.
Got some end line. And do they have a late push here? Phil going to warm up the jump serve. Again, this probably not the better of the 2 sides. Yeah, just going to go float serve.
Going for the trickle ace or down the middle. I'm guessing he's going to hit Chase again here down the line.
Ooh. A little bit exasperated because he's missed a few of those.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, I mean, they're not even really all that close. And so he just is, the touch is just eluding him kind of momentarily and at the worst of possible times.
When you need it the most.
Yeah.
Such a good
play.
The back pedal and then jump while I'm still running backwards.
Well, I mean, what we're seeing right now is Chase Budinger being absolutely dominant.
Yeah.
But then the byproduct of that is Miles has caught fire as well.
Yes.
Just doing all the little things around the dominance of Chase up at the net.
Right.
Everything he touches, Miles is scrambling behind him, getting those good sets. How about this?
There he is.
For the win?
I believe.
He gets, I mean, sometimes you just run into a bit of a buzzsaw. And it was one heck of a performance from Budinger and Evans after that first set where Phil and Trevor were firmly in control. They found another gear, 21-14, 15-9 in the second 2 sets. And so Trev and Phil are going to have to do one match of extra work if they hope to make it to tomorrow. But they're your boys right there. Chase Budinger, Miles Evans, straight to the semifinals. here in Manhattan Beach. And man, if that's what we see tomorrow,
Yeah.
you'd have to think they're the team to beat.
Right.
Take a look at the brackets. There you see it. The Taylors already in the semifinals. Budinger Evans joining them with that victory. And so Schalk and Shaw, and then of course Trevor Crabb, Phil Dalhausser. A little bit of extra work to do. They hope to join those two teams in the semifinals tomorrow morning.
Yeah, a little warm-up game.
Yeah.
8 a.m. warm-up game.
We'll take a look at some of the highlights from that match. There were many. A lot of them on the side of Budinger and Evans, especially as the match went on. Up next on Stadium Court, we got some women's winner bracket action. Brasher and Nuss, the first time we've seen them today. Join us in a few moments.
And Corinne Quiggle will take on the defending MBO champions in Taryn Brasher and Kristen Nuss. Quiggle Van Gunst against TKN coming up in 10 minutes.